Hello everyone, this is Dr. Mitesh Kala. Welcome to Rough Book, a learning companion. We are getting into constructions, the second part, exercise 19. In the first part, we understood four things if you remember. Constructing tangents from a point outside the circle, constructing tangents from a point on the circle, in circle, circumcircle. Do you remember all of that? In circle, angle bisector, and circumcircle, side bisector. The fifth thing that is left is hexagon. So we are getting into hexagon. I want everyone to try sum number 15. 15, they say construct a hexagon of side 5 centimeter and draw a circumcircle to it. So first draw your hexagon. Now to draw an hexagon, there are four methods. Method 1 is called circle method. You draw a circle of that much radius, cut arcs and then join all the arcs. Easiest method, not accepted in the board. So don't even try. If someone teaches you, just say sorry and move away. Otherwise you will get a 0 in the boards for sure. Second method is called as triangle method, wherein you take the base of that centimeter, let's say 5 centimeter, cut arcs and make an equilateral triangle of 5. Keep on making equilateral triangles until you form your entire hexagon. Again, not accepted in the board, don't even try. Third method, which is accepted in the board, is 120-degree method, wherein we draw 3 or 4 120 degrees. So how are you going to go about? So draw your rough diagram first. Up over there, can you see? Yeah. So draw your rough diagram and then let's begin. Draw your base first of 5 centimeter. Then from point A as well as point B, take 120 degrees. Draw your lines. Cut your arcs of 5 centimeters. Okay, then from these 2 points that you've just now got, again take another 2 120 degrees. So you're taking 4 times 120 degrees and cut your arcs on top, join it. So you got your entire hexagon. We've done hexagon in standard 9. So let's draw it again and then we'll get into the circumcircle. So first I'm drawing the base AB, as you can see right over there, of side 5 centimeters. Remember always to have your rough diagram and also the labeling. If labeling is not done, you will straight away lose 1 mark. So that's your segment AB of side 5 centimeter. Now 120 degrees from A and B. So keep your compass on point B. Cut an arc, random measurement, suitable radius. Then keep your point on the 0 and cut your arc, first arc, without changing the radius. Now keep on this point that we just got and cut one more arc without changing the radius. Join that point with B and you have your first 120 degree ready. Okay, from point B, cut an arc of 5 centimeters. Can you see over there? So now what we get is your point C, which is again at 5 centimeter from B. So you get your BC. Now keep your compass on this point C over there and again construct one more 120 degrees. So keep your compass there. Cut an arc of suitable radius and then keep your compass on this point here and cut an arc without changing the radius. Keep your compass further ahead, one more arc, and this point of intersection, if you join with C, you get your second 120 degrees. Yeah. From C, cut an arc of 5 centimeters and you got your point D this time. So we managed to reach till D now. Now once you reach here, how are you going to go further? From A, again take 120, same procedure. From this point also 120, same procedure, and you get this point over here. Join these 2 points, a hexagon will be ready. Or you can take from this point over here, write D as 120 and then also proceed. Anyways, you have to draw minimum 3 or maximum 4 120 degrees. So pause the video, try on your own and then come back. So I'm plotting this point as point D. Once I get this, right over there 5 centimeters, please don't forget to write all your measurements. Yeah, very important to label it. Going on to point A, the compass, cutting an arc of suitable radius and then from the bottom 0 over here, without changing the radius, cut the first arc, that is 60, and from 60 cut the second arc to get 120. Once you get 120, join it with A and you get your third 120 degree. Yeah, come on. I hope you're going at a pace faster than me for sure. No, try it, you will get it. From A, cut an arc of 5 centimeters and we get a last point, point F. There you go, can you see? So that's point F. Now from point F, that one, cut another 120 degrees. So keep your compass on point F. cut an arc of suitable radius, okay, and then at this point over here cut your next arc at 60. So let's go. Great. And then from this point one more arc joining with F, as you can see over there, you will get your last side that is needed. Okay, so let's join it and get one more 120 from F. Keep your compass on F, cut an arc of 5 centimeters again, and you get your next point, point E. Joining E and D, when you join E and D, you get your entire hexagon ready. That's what your question is? No. The question is circumcircle also to the hexagon. So let's complete this hexagon first. So there you go. Okay, before we go ahead, how many of you all finished your hexagon and you found that your hexagon, this upper line over here, the top one, is slant, it's not straight? There are chances it happens. So to get an accurate hexagon, I have a method. Want to know? Cheating. Don't tell anyone. Keep your compass here, measure 120 degree. No, keep your protractor here and measure 120 degree. Draw the line and then draw your arcs so you get exact 120 degree. Right now, why is this gone slant? Because this is not exact 120 degree, that's why. So first take your protractor on B, draw 120, then cut your arcs. Keep your protractor on C, draw 120, cut your arcs. So all the 120 degrees that you're supposed to draw, use a protractor and then draw your arcs. No one will come to know that you've used a protractor and you will get an accurate hexagon. That's the easiest method. But if you forget to draw arcs in the end, teacher will come to know that you've cheated and you will get a big 0. So please don't forget the arcs, okay? And don't tell anybody I taught you this method. Now that we've got our hexagon, we need the bisectors to get the circumcircle. So AB ka bisector, keeping the compass on A, suitable radius, one arc on top like that and one arc at the bottom like that. And keep on B without changing the radius, one arc on top and one arc at the bottom. When you join all of both these points, you'll get the first side bisector. Likewise, get one more side bisector of either BC or AF, whichever side you feel like. You can even take DC. So I'm taking BC, one arc on top, one arc at the bottom from point B, as you can see there, and then from C as well. The points of intersection we will join and we'll get the second angle bisector, side bisector. The point of intersection of these two side bisectors, when you join, you can draw your circumcircle. So come on, pause the video right now, complete it and then come back. You should get your circumcircle correct. So there you go. I'm plotting that point as point O and keeping the compass on point O, I will draw my circumcircle. Yeah, it should look like this. Just in case if it is not an accurate one. Now you know, you all are experts how to cheat. I need not tell you. So I'm not telling you how to go about it. Try on your own. So I hope you managed to get this sum number 15. The next sum I want you to try is sum number 16. It's a hexagon with an inscribing circle, means in circle, but I've changed the measurement to 5 centimeters so it becomes easier. So come on, get your hexagon first, then in circle, so angle bisectors. Try it. If you don't get, come back. At least get your hexagon. So I've drawn my base AB 5 centimeters, and then from A I'm going to cut an arc of 120 degrees, from B also, and get your 120 degrees. So keeping your compass on A, cutting 120 degrees, and from B also 120 degrees, I am going to get my first 120 degree. I hope you know how to get 120 by now. I need not explain this to you. So just enjoy the music and do your constructions pretty well. There you go. So joining and getting the first 120 degree. I'm not going to give you a lot of explanation here because you know how to draw the hexagon. So let's just enjoy our construction. So that's your first one, point C. The next one, 120 degree. I'm talking softly so that you can hear the music and you can also get the explanation. So from C, 120 degrees, cut an arc. Cut second arc, I can't help teaching, I have to, I'm sorry. So cut your second arc and you get another 120 from C. Join it, you'll get your second 120. How many 120 degrees are you going to draw? 4 120 degrees, don't forget that. So this is the second one. Cut an arc of 5 centimeters and we will get our point D straight away. Come back to A and from A get another 120 degrees. So let's keep the compass on point A, cut an arc of suitable radius, and from 0 then we'll cut the next arc. So my compass on point A, cutting an arc just like that. Keep your point down at point 0 and then cut the first arc, that is 60. Keep on 60, get one more arc 120, join it, so you got your next 120 degrees. Is 120 very simple for all of you now? If you don't get anything in the exam and if you draw two 120 degrees, you straight away get 2 marks. So you should at least do that much, yeah, if you don't get anything. So 5 centimeters and I get my last point, point F. Keeping the compass on point F, another 120 degrees is what we are going to attempt. So that's my point F. Keep your compass on F, cut 120. Come on, are you still with me on the video? Very bad, you should be able to go ahead. Then keep your compass here, first arc 60 and then the second arc 120. Join it and I get my fourth 120 degree. So 4 120 degrees are very important to get an accurate hexagon. You know how to draw the hexagon accurate? Smiling, huh? Cheaters. Protractor method. Don't forget your arcs but. So from F, 5 centimeters and we get the last point, point E. Join EF and your hexagon is ready. Once your hexagon is done, how are you going to construct your incircle? So to get your incircle, you need to bisect angle A. Now to bisect angle A, we already have this 60 degrees. So just draw a line straight away at 60 degrees and you don't have to bisect, actually it's already bisected. Likewise from B, just bisect this. Now that you bisected these two, the point that you get of intersection is point O. From there you're supposed to drop a perpendicular down. Without dropping the perpendicular down, if you draw your incircle straight away, you will lose 1 mark. So let's say if I am a careless child, what I will do? I will directly plot point O, keep my compass on O and directly draw my incircle. It will look like this. Another teacher is smart. Obviously what will happen? You will lose a mark. So you have to drop a perpendicular. So keep your compass on O like that. Draw 2 arcs down and from these 2 points draw further arcs down. Can you see that? Right? And that point of intersection, join it with O and you will have your perpendicular dropped down. Don't forget to drop your perpendicular. I have cut lots of marks in the board. I don't want you to lose your marks. Now keep your compass on O. Extend it till this point where I am marking as point M. That's your radius. Draw your incircle. It should look accurate like this, which is very rare, very difficult. I'll be very honest with you. It's not so simple to get incircle. So if you happen to miss out 1 or 2 points, the teachers at times are lenient. So don't bother, but try and get an accurate one. How to get accurate? You know the method. Cheaters. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. So we finished with all the 5 types. Tangent from a point outside, tangent from the point on the circle, incircle, circumcircle, hexagon with incircle, circumcircle. Everything is sorted. Now we are going to do some combination sums from the next sum onwards. Now that we finished all types, I am 100% sure you can manage all the rest of the sums. I want you to try sum number 19, draw the rough diagram and come back. That's how your rough diagram will look like. They say construct a triangle ABC with BC 5.5, AB 6 cm and ABC 120 degrees. Construct a circle circumscribing triangle ABC. So circumcircle, and finally draw a cyclic quadrilateral ABCD so that D is equidistant from B and C. So this last part we'll see later. First let's construct the triangle and the circumcircle. So there you go with the base. So I'm taking the base as side BC with 5.5 centimeters. Yeah, so just label it, don't forget to label, otherwise you will lose your marks in the exam. So there you can see the labeling, BC with 5.5. Now 120 degrees, so keep your compass on point B and cut your arc of suitable radius. and then the first arc, second arc. 120 is now very simple for us after doing the hexagon. So 60, and then the second arc 120, join it, so we get your 120 degrees. And then from B, cut an arc to point A, which is of 6 centimeters, and you will get your point A. Join A with C, triangle is ready. I'm sure none of you all were with me this time and you were doing this on your own without copying. So compass on B, cutting an arc 6 centimeters. Once you cut it, plot it as point A or join it, and then don't forget to label your triangle. Have I labeled over here? See there, I will never forget labeling. I should not lose my marks unnecessarily. So keeping over there 6 centimeter. In circle, no, circumcircle. So side bisector CS. So first side bisector BC. Can you see that? Keeping the compass on B, cutting an arc on top and then cutting an arc down. Same measurement, don't forget. Keep your compass on C, same measurement up and down. The point of intersection when I join, what I will automatically get is my first side bisector. Can you see that over there? Yeah. Try to keep your constructions as neat as possible. Avoid using erasers. So I got my first bisector. Second bisector I am getting for AB. So again from B, same procedure, cut an arc greater than the half of the side, up as well as down. Then keeping it on A, same measurement, don't forget, cut an arc up as well as down. The point of intersection, join them, and we get two side bisectors intersecting each other. The point of that intersection now will become the center of your circumcircle. What is it called? Forgot. Circumcenter. So that's your circumcenter point O. Can you see there? Yeah. Keep your compass on O, extend till A and draw your circumcircle. If you got an accurate circumcircle, superb. But if you not got an accurate one, what will you do? I'm not telling you this time. Now for the last part. They said draw cyclic quadrilateral ABCD where D is equidistant from B and C. So this is from your chapter loci or locus. Okay. Now if the point is equidistant from 2 points, that means that point is lying on the perpendicular bisector. And if a point is equidistant from 2 sides which make an angle, then in that case it lies on the angle bisector. I repeat, if a point equidistant from 2 points, it lies on the side bisector of those 2 points. And if a point is equidistant from 2 sides, then that point is lying on the angle bisector. Right now 2 points, that means this point D lies on the side bisector. It is also cyclic, that means point D is also lying on the circle. So if you take the side bisector of BC which you've already drawn, extend this, wherever it hits the circle becomes your point D. That's it, nothing else you got to do. So let me extend it. Wherever it hits becomes point D. Join AD, join DC, and that will be your cyclic quadrilateral. So I'm marking D, joining AD, and then I shall join DC, and a cyclic quadrilateral is ready. So if you look at this one, what have we done basically for the last part? They said that D is equidistant from B and C. So if you measure DC and if you measure BD, both will be equal. Why? Because it is lying on the perpendicular bisector. So automatically it becomes isosceles triangle DBC, wherein they are equal from B and C. So D is equidistant. That's the property from loci. I hope you got a construction as neat as that one. The next one that I want you to try is sum number 22. In 22 they are first asking you to draw a triangle in which one of the angle is 105 degrees. Slightly tough. How will you draw 105? So you'll have to first get 90, 120, bisect 90 and 120 and you will get 105. Once you get your triangle, after that they say construct the locus of points equidistant from BA and BC. Next part, construct the locus of points equidistant from B and C. So both the properties are from loci. First one, equidistant from 2 sides, that means angle bisector. Second one, equidistant from 2 points, that means side bisector. So we will draw all this and we'll see how to go about it. So first, draw your rough diagram, just like that. Once your rough diagram is drawn, come on, draw the triangle at least first. So get your triangle. So first the base you're going to draw. So take your base as side AB with 5.5 centimeters, right? So I'm marking this A and this one as B. Can you see there? As 5.5 centimeters. And then for 105 degrees, that is angle BAC. So keep your compass on point A like that. Come on, computer. Yeah. Cut an arc. And then keep your compass on this point. Cut one more arc at 60. One more arc at 120. Then 60 and 120 will have to bisect, get 90 first. Yeah, so that is 120, 60 and 120, let's bisect it. So from 60, extending slightly, cut an arc. Without changing the radius, keep it on the other point. Can you see there now? Cut one more arc. Join this point of intersection with A, you get 90. Once you get your 90, now take the point over here on the arc. Can you see this point? And from here, cut an arc. Don't cut from here, because this is the point of 90 on this arc. And then from 120, that is here. And cut one more arc. So these 2 points very important. Wherever they intersect, join it with A and you have managed to get your 105 degrees. Very important. Now from A, they've given you AC as 6 centimeter, I guess. So cut your arc of AC from A as 6, plot it as point C and join it with B. So that's how your point C will look like. Come on, plot it. Super. And join it with BC to get your triangle ABC done. So at least if you could draw your triangle, you're bound to get your first 1 mark. Now for the second part, what are they saying further? Equidistant from BA and BC. So if it is equidistant from BA, which is here down, and BC, BA down, BC on top. So 2 sides like this, draw the angle bisector. That will be the locus. So keep your compass on point B, cut an arc of suitable radius. And then from these 2 points on BC and BA, cut further arcs. So one from here, extend it slightly. And now without changing from this point, cut your second arc. So we got the angle bisector for angle CBA. Join this point of intersection with B and you will get your angle bisector. This angle bisector is basically nothing else but locus of points equidistant from BA and BC. Are you getting it now? BA, BC, 2 sides. Locus means angle bisector. Second part, equidistant from B and A. So if it is equidistant from 2 points, then you're going to draw the side bisector, B and C. So you're going to draw the side bisector of BC. Come on, draw it. Pause the video, on your own try it. So from B, cut an arc on top and then down, suitable radius greater than half of BC. And then same radius from point C. So I have drawn it in green so that it is easily identifiable. Yeah. So we draw these 2 points and then the point of intersection, you join them. So automatically we'll get the side bisector of BC. There you go. Once you got your side bisector, now we get into the last part. What does your last part say? Your last part is saying, mark the point which satisfies above both loci as P. So this is the only point which you can see here. Yeah, this point will be equidistant from BC and AB since it lies on the angle bisector, and this also will be equidistant from B and C since it is lying on the side bisector. So let's mark that point as point P. There you go. So that's your point P. Lastly, they say measure and record PC. So join PC, measure how much it is and write it down on the ruled page. So whatever your answer is, you must write it down. PC is so and so measurement. Don't forget to write your measurements, otherwise you will lose 1 mark straight away. Yeah, I hope you got this loci thing as well. Great job. The next question that I want you to try is sum number 24. 24 is a good and intelligent question. Try it, draw the rough diagram and you will understand why did I call it as an intelligent question. Pause your video, try the rough diagram. Does it look like this? That you've come back now. It says first draw a line AB. After that, mark a point C on AB such that AC is 3. So ACB are collinear, lying on the same line. Then they want you to draw a circle through point A and C of radius 2.5. And the rough diagram I have drawn, but how to draw it actually, you'll have to think. Then construct 2 tangents from point B onto this circle that we have constructed. So we really have to think. So let's go part by part. Let's build. So first, whatever we know, line AB 5, cutting AC at 3. Let us draw that much at least, and then we will gradually build on it. So first I am constructing line AB of 5 centimeters. So marking my point A right over there. Next to it point B, yeah, and then 5 centimeters. After that 3 centimeters AC. So keep your compass right over there on point A. Cut an arc of 3 centimeters and we will get point C. Now that you've got point C, now we have to do a little bit of thinking over here. They want you to draw a circle of radius 2.5 which passes through this A and C, A as well as C. How shall we draw such a circle? Now use your common sense. Let's say if there is a circle over here, let's imagine. Alright, if this is a circle, then A and C is lying on the circle and center O is right over here. That means OA and OC both are dash, both are same, both are radii. Very good, because they both are lying on the circle. Now if both are radii, that means this point O, the center, is at an equal distance from A and C. If it is at equal distance, that means that point O is lying on the side bisector. This is the property of loci that they are using. So what you need to now do is draw the side bisector of AC first. So let's draw the side bisector. After that we'll start building on that further. So keeping your compass on A, one arc on top like that, one arc down, and then the same radius, keeping it on point C, one arc on top, same radius, one arc down over there. The 2 point of intersection that we get, we will join both of them, and then what you get is basically your side bisector to AC. We'll have to again think, we've still not cracked how to draw the circle. So now that you got this side bisector, point O is lying somewhere here. They have told you how much is the radius. How much is it? 2.5. That means O to A, how much will that be? 2.5, because OA is the radius. So keep your compass on A and cut an arc of 2.5 and name that point as point O. There you go. Just like that we are going to do it. Now that we've got this point O right over there, can I now draw the circle? Absolutely yes. Keep your compass on point O, extend till A and draw your circle quickly. That's how your circle will look like. Now that we've got the circle passing through A and C, how are we going to go further? Drawing the tangents from B to the circle. So we have to rewind back to sum number 1. Drawing tangents from a point outside the circle. How? Remember, in that O and B had to be joined. Then bisector of OB. Point on the bisector, extend till B and draw a circle. So basically make OB as your diameter. Come on, hit it. So joining OB first, extend it slightly, then from O and B bisector, so more than half up and down from B. Likewise you will go on the other side from O as well. So keep your compass now on point O right over there. Same measurement, don't forget, up and down, right? Once you've got these 2 points of intersection, join them, right? When you join it, what you're going to get is your side bisector. So join both of them and that's what is your side bisector. Mark that point as M or something if you want for reference. Keep your compass on M, extend till O and draw your circle. Or I have marked it P, extend till B and draw your circle. So what have we now got is your circle, yet the tangents are left. Do you remember now how to get the tangents? Great. This point join with B, and then this point of intersection of two circles again join with B. Remember, you should get two tangents. So once I draw the circle like this, I'll mark that point as something. I'm marking it as D, right? And join BD. So that's what is your first tangent that is required. Go down, mark that point as point E now, join it with B again, and what you will get is your second tangent, right? The sum is not over yet. If you leave it here, you lost one mark. What is left? Measure the two tangents. So both the tangents have to be same. Measure them and write the measurement. Right over there, can you see on top? BD is equal to BE equals to 3.2 centimeters. They might allow you a deviation of 0.1, so no need to copy from anywhere. Write whatever you've got honestly. I hope you understood this question. This was a board question 2016. Very intelligent, good question. Not tough. These sums are not difficult, but they're intelligent. You need to think. Once you think, you will crack it. Nothing to bother about it. I hope you enjoyed this question. Finally, on to the last question, sum number 28. Draw the rough diagram and come back. So does it look like that? They say draw a triangle ABC 90 degree, AB 5 and BC 7.2. So constructing the triangle is very simple. Then they say BD is perpendicular to AC, but measurement is not known. Draw a circumcircle of triangle BDC. That means BC and D together you are drawing it, and then state the length or the radius of this circumcircle. So we don't know what should be the radius of that circumcircle. Now they said BD is perpendicular to AC. That means angle BDC, can you see on the rough diagram there? Angle BDC is automatically 90 degree. So the property of circle says if the angle is a right angle, it lies in a semicircle. So if it lies in a semicircle, that means BC becomes your diameter. Super. So now you know if BC is your diameter, how to draw a circle through B and C. Pause. First, draw your triangle, come back, then we'll talk about the second part. Don't worry, I have made it very simple already for you. Only the finishing touches we will do once we finish the triangle. So let's begin with the base. So I'm drawing my base, whatever measurement has been given. I'm drawing my base as base BC or AB, I don't know. Let's see, computer, tell me what is it? BC. So BC is 7.2 and then 90 degree from B. So keep your compass like that on B. Cut an arc of suitable radius and then keep your point down. So keep your point here, cut an arc of 60, 120 and then bisect 60, 120. By now all this 90 degrees and all that should be very simple for you. We are on the last sum. So cut your one more arc at 120 and then from those 2 points cut 2 more arcs. Let's see how does the computer does it. Come on, start it for us. The first one, get the second one, and then that by a point of intersection join it with B and we get 90 degrees as the angle ABC. But A is not yet with us. So from B cut an arc of 6 centimeters because AB is 6. So plot that point up over there as A and you get your triangle ready. Not yet. Join AC and your triangle will be ready. Now that you've got your triangle ready, BC is the diameter is what we set for the circle. So how are you going to draw that? Think about it. So to get BC as the diameter, I need to get its midpoint, right? So that from there I can draw the circle. To get the midpoint, side bisector. So from B, cut an arc on top like that. Cut one arc down. Same radius. Keep it on point C now. Without changing the radius, cut an arc on top. Likewise, cut an arc down. The 2 point of intersections that you can see there, join both of them. And that becomes your side bisector of BC. The point where it hits BC is the center of the circle. So let's mark that point as point O. Keep your compass on O, extend till B or C and draw your circle. So we have got our circumcircle. Not circumcircle, we just got a circle with a semicircle as BC diameter. So this point over here is very crucial. That's your point D, bullseye. Point D, why? Because if I join BDC by the property of the circles, this angle BDC will be 90 degree. And if this is 90, that means BD is perpendicular to AC, which they have told us. So let's go and finish it. Plot that point as point D like that. Join it with BD and that's it with your constructions. But there is something left here. They will tell you, they've already told you to measure the radius of the circle. If you forgot to write that, you lost 1 mark. That's what your answer should be right on top. Can you see? 3.6. I hope you enjoyed constructions with me, and I have tried to make it as simple as possible with the help of this computer. Thank you so much. So I hope you enjoyed doing constructions with me with the help of the computer. So finally now, homework. So for your homework, I want you to do the following sums: 15, 17, 19, 22, 24 and 28. Please be honest with your work, and I'm 100% sure this topic is going to be very simple for you. Shout out time. There are a lot of people writing comments on YouTube, really motivating me a lot. A big thank you to all of you all. Mitansh Gala, Kuljinder Dhillon, Mahir Ranawat, Sufyan Ansari, and Sahil Sheikh. Thank you so much. Continue writing on YouTube, and I'll shout out your name to motivate you, and you write on YouTube to motivate me. Until the next video, bye. Take. Hope you had a lovely mathematics experience with the Rough Book, our learning companion.